Do you know what the most known frequency is on planet Earth when it comes to connection, to relationships, to growth, to health, to the human experience? What's up, Unbroken Nation? Hope that you're doing well. I'm really excited to talk to you today about authenticity. So, let me tell you this. I spent the majority of my life, as I think a lot of us do as survivors, just trying to figure out our place in the world, trying to figure out like who we are, what we want, where we're from, how we show up, who it is like we want to be in the world. And if you've listened to this show for any period of time, you know that I will always tell you that the Michael here on the mic that you're listening to watching today is simply a realization of the idea of the person that I thought I could be. What's really interesting is I was with my friend Gary Brecka. He runs a company with Grant Cardone called 10X Health Systems. And Gary was teaching us recently and talking about this idea that the highest vibration frequency known to man is authenticity. And I sat and I thought about that for a second. I was like, damn, that's really strong because that is something that is scary to a lot of people. You might be hearing this right now and you're like, man, that feels scary, authenticity. Like, what does that really mean? And the truth is, like, it's taken me forever to learn how to be authentic, to be myself. And let me promise you this, there's struggle in it and it's hard and there's hardships and you screw up a lot and you second guess a lot. But like ultimately, the thing that I know to be true is the truth of that authenticity is the highest vibration known to man. Because you think about this, when you meet somebody, especially as a trauma survivor, one of the skills that we have that most people will never understand, like our spidey sense, is our ability to be able to look at somebody, hear a word out of their mouth, and make a snap judgment. And that's based on safety, right? We've had to look at those experiences of the collection of relationships we've been in over our lives. And when you're in that moment with someone, you look at them, you go, spidey sense is off. You know what that really is? That's the lack of authenticity, the lack of the truth, the lack of honesty, the lack of who it is that they are. We grow up often thinking about like, hmm, what does this person want from me? How do I keep my self safe right now? Who do I need to be protected? And the truth is, like, as I've stepped further and deeper into being who I am today, one of the questions I get all the time, I get it literally every single time. Every time I'm speaking, every time somebody meets me on the street, every time that, I'm with people I've never met before, I introduce myself as Michael Unbroken. That is who I am. That is my true authentic self. The other version of me, that other thing, that person that was up until this moment where this idea of who I am was created, that was not me as I chose to be. That was me as dictated by the world. So people always ask me, like, is Unbroken really your last name? And I'm like, it's not, but it is. It's not because legally it's a huge pain in the ass to go through the process of changing. If anybody can help me do this, please message me, Michael at thinkunbrokenpodcast.com. If they have a more simplified way than what I understand it takes to change your name. Um, I've had a lot of back and forth. I've been down to the courthouse a couple of times. It seems just so chaotic. Anyway, that's another story for another day. So when I tell people my name is Michael Unbroken, they're like, "Is that really your last name?" I'm like, Yes. I mean, it's not, but yes, it is because it's the name that I decided to create. It's the person that I decided to be. It's my most true, authentic self." And I think about being my most true, authentic self every single day. And one of the things that is difficult about that I think you've got to wrap your head around is as you are stepping deeper into being your real, true, authentic self, is recognizing that in that there are going to be people who don't like you. There's gonna be people who wanna pull you back to the old version of you. There's gonna be people around you that are gonna say, "Hey, man, you're different," or "Woman," or whatever, "You're different." And my thought with that has always been like, "Good, good." I've said this quote before, you guys, that Jay-Z has said that I love, that I wanna get, like, tattooed on my face as a reminder. It's like people around you saying that you changed. Well, I didn't do all this work to stay the same. I mean, do you really wanna be who you are today tomorrow? If you're willing to step further and deeper in your authenticity, you will discover that that's not true. Now, if you're happy, be happy, good, respect. I don't ever want to change that for anybody. But if you're not and you're looking at your life and you're like, man, I can't seem to show up for myself. You've got to challenge that narrative of fear that you have to show up as you today, right now, because tomorrow's not promised. And you sit around waiting and hoping that it's going to come. But look, I'm gonna tell you, whether you're at work, here's the funny one. Like you might be listening to this at your corporate job right now. You know those fuckers around you having that water cooler talk? You don't have to be involved in that. You can be like, nah, Jim, I'm not trying to talk to you about this dumb shit that doesn't matter. Because the truth is, every time you're inauthentic and you go and you sit back down at your desk, and this is me like having a real moment here, me going and sitting back down on my desk, looking at my life saying, why? Why am I having this conversation? Why am I engaging with this person who can't help me win, who can't help my life better because they hate their life? Why am I with this therapist who doesn't even understand what I'm talking about because they ain't never been through shit in their life and they got an Ivy League degree? Why am I in these relationships that don't bring me fulfillment when I could have one that does? Right. And you look at all these things in your life and it's about authenticity. Like, are you showing up with the truth of who it is that you are in all arenas at all times? And I challenge you today, if you don't feel authentic, think about what that word means. Like in real time, I'm about to look up this word to give you the definition of it, okay? Because I think it's so important to think about. And the truth about it is that so many of us don't. We don't think about what the definition of a word actually means. And of course, the internet being the internet goes, it's the quality of being authentic. So let's redo that. Go look up the definition of authentic.
We'll be right back to today's show, but first I need to ask you a question. Are you feeling stuck? Are you feeling like you don't have the support to go to the next level in your healing journey? Are you feeling like you wish you had a little bit more support from not only myself, but the Unbroken Nation? Well, my friend, I want to invite you to come and join our live weekly coaching sessions in Think Unbroken. All you have to do is go to Keys, Keys, keys.thinkunbroken.com to sign up and join us today with 100% money back, no questions asked, guaranteed, and no contract or commitment. Every week for the next year, you can come and be a part of our live coaching sessions each Monday as we dive deep into not only answering your questions, but questions from the Unbroken Nation and help you take all of the information that you learn in the podcast, in the courses, and other areas of this journey, bring them into your life and use it in a way that is practical, life-changing, and transformative. So my friend, join us at keys.thinkunbroken.com, and we will see you this Monday.
Authentic. This is going to blow your mind. I'm going to tell you right now what the definition of authentic means. I want you to hear this because it's unbelievable. And you might be being inauthentic right now at the sake of appeasing other people. Authentic is an adjective that means conforming to fact and therefore worthy of trust, reliance, and belief. Conforming to fact and therefore worthy of trust, reliance, and belief. Think about this for a second. How many times has that spider sense went off and you're like, I don't fucking trust that person. Something about this feels off because they are inauthentic, because that is the highest vibrating frequency known to man. Shout out to my guy, Gary Brecka. The truth about this is we know if we're being inauthentic. I'm in the process of having this moment in my own life of looking, going, where am I not being 100 fucking percent authentic every single moment of every single day? Where is that gap that I need to bridge in going to a deeper level of truth around of who I am, a deeper level of trust of who I am, a deeper level of reliance in who I am, a deeper level of belief in who I am? If you don't believe yourself, who the fuck else is going to? And look, you get it. We've talked about this on this show so many times. This is so much predicated on our past experiences. And so you got to be willing to do the work to go and find that thing that became the gap that's keeping you from being who you need to be today, to be the person that you want to be tomorrow. And it's not going to come easy, but it is going to come as long as you're willing to show up every day. Authenticity is everything. And it's not that you're not going to falter, because I promise you are, because I do too. It's not that people aren't going to say, hey, you changed, because guess what? They should. It's not that you're not going to be in this position where you're looking yourself in the mirror and you're confused because for a moment you're moving into the unknown, and that's uncertainty, and that uncertainty is terrifying. And that's okay. You have to decide today who you want to be. Be authentic. Live unbroken. To me, like, being unbroken is about being your authentic self. That's what Michael Unbroken and the Think Unbroken empire that I'm attempting to build in order to help create massive change in people's lives is so that we can ultimately become ourselves. I've told you guys before, trauma, childhood trauma and abuse is the theft of identity in authenticity. You learn to stop being you, and then one day you got to be you again. That's why I write books, right? You can go and download the Think Unbroken app for free. You can go and read Think Unbroken on paperback on Amazon or Walmart or wherever. You can come and take courses with me. Unbroken Man's about to come out in a few months. Like, I'm working all these things because I want you to understand something. You can be the hero of your own story, but ain't nobody going to do it for you. I mean, you're going to have to be willing to find that gap, to cross that chasm, to go into what's next in your life. So I'm going to leave you with this one more time because I think it's incredibly beautiful. Authentic is conforming to fact and therefore worthy of trust, reliance, or belief. Unbroken Nation, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you being here. If you know somebody who needs this episode today, share it with them. And please go and leave a comment and a like and a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify, because that's how other people can find this show. It literally means the world to me, but also it may mean the world to somebody else. So thank you, my friends. Thank you for listening. And until next time, be unbroken. I'll see you. Hey, Unbroken Nation. We'll be right back to the show, but I wanted to let you know that you can grab a copy of my first book, Think Unbroken, Understanding and Overcoming Childhood Trauma, for free. If you go to book.thinkunbroken.com, you can download the PDF ebook version of the book and get everything that I know about the baseline of healing trauma for free, downloaded to your email right now. Just go to book.thinkunbroken.com to download your copy of Think Unbroken, Understanding and Overcoming Childhood Trauma for a PDF for your phone. Again, that is book.thinkunbroken.com. Thank you so much for listening to Think Unbroken. Please share this episode with someone who could use it and help us move forward in our mission of ending generational trauma in our lifetime. And if you would, please take 5 seconds to pop on iTunes or Spotify, hit that 5-star, leave a review, and you can also reach out to us on social at Michael Unbroken or at Think Unbroken. And of course, you can check out our YouTube channel at Think Unbroken. Thank you for being a part of Unbroken Nation, my friends, and until next time, be unbroken.